If you are preparing for your class 12th English board examination, then stop right now and listen to me first. I'm very sure you might already be preparing to lose 10-15 marks, and it has nothing to do with grammar. Believe me. I have checked more than thousands of papers in my 25 years of career. Every year, same class, same papers, same mistakes. And you know what the saddest part is? Because all these mistakes are avoidable. So आज मैं आप लोगों को बताने वाली हूँ कि कौन सी वो biggest mistakes हैं जो आपके marks खा जाती हैं. So you might lose your marks not because you are weak in English, but because you don't know the game of class 12th paper. Let me ask you something. If your format is wrong, how do you think the examiner is going to look at your paper? Generously or critically? The judgment begins in the first 15 seconds itself. You know what students do? They forget writing the subject line, write wrong order of addresses, use casual tone in formal letters, write report without heading, where different paragraphs are required, they forget to make paragraphs, and just like that, 2-3 marks are gone already. In fact, let me tell you a trick to remember the format of letter writing. आप लेटर लिखते हैं और उसे पोस्ट करने जाते हैं तो आपको उस पर क्या लगाना पड़ता है? यस, यू आर राइट, स्टैम्प. तो स्टैम्प को ही एक्रोनिम बना लेते हैं और रिमेंबर कि आपके लेटर में फर्स्ट 5 लाइंस फिक्स्ड हैं लाइक द लेटर स्टैम्प, STAMP. Now what do these 5 letters stand for? S is sender's address, T is to, that means receiver's address. किसको लिख रहे हैं? A is for addressing that person. You need to write sir, madam. And M is for the matter. You need to write about the subject. And finally, the P. When you post something, you write the date. And that is so important. So STAMP, the first 5 things on top of your letter are fixed and sorted. Now comes the body of the letter. Now for the body, remember the 3 P's. The purpose of writing the letter, the problem, and what you propose. First of all, the purpose. When you are talking about the problem, you need to explain what is the problem that you are facing. And finally, you propose a solution. And the closing of the letter is by S, yours sincerely, and your signature. So that's the format of your letter, all neatly done. Look at this paper. And then this. Which one looks like a topper's? Yes, exactly. But you know what? Students who get the format right also sometimes don't cross 60. And you know why? They panic in section A itself. You sit down, you open the paper, long passage, unknown words, you don't understand a thing, you read it and you read it again and then again. And just like that, 45 minutes are gone already. Now listen very carefully. Reading section is all about locating. Literature section is about thinking. Don't spend time thinking where locating is enough. Now, ध्यान से, बिल्कुल ध्यान से मेरी बात सुनिए कि रीडिंग सेक्शन में आपको आंसर्स लोकेट करने हैं. So read your questions first, go back to the passage and see where the answers are. लिटरेचर सेक्शन में आपको आंसर सोच कर लिखने हैं, तो वहाँ पर सोचने में टाइम लगाइए और रीडिंग सेक्शन पर कभी भी 45 मिनट से ज़्यादा टाइम स्पेंड मत करिए. नाउ लेट मी गिव यू द एग्जैक्ट टाइम मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर द होल पेपर. So like I said, spend your first 15 minutes for reading section and then maximum 45 minutes. Writing section आपको points plan करके लिखना है, वो भी unseen है, spend 1 hour. And finally, for literature section, 60 to 65 minutes. Keep the last 10-15 minutes for revision. Last के 10-15 मिनट कम से कम रखिए revision के लिए. कभी कभी सिली ग्रामर की मिस्टेक्स होती हैं, कभी कोई क्वेश्चन छूट जाता है, कभी आपने कुछ रॉन्ग आंसर कर दिया होता है जल्दी में. जब हम क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हैं वी मिस आउट ऑन इम्पॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स. सो दैट रिविजन टाइम इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वेयर यू कैन फिक्स द मिस्टेक्स दैट कैन बी ईजिली फिक्स्ड एंड दैट वर मेड इनएडवर्टेंटली. दैट मीन्स आपने सोचा नहीं लेकिन गलती से वो मिस्टेक हो ही गई. कंट्रोल द क्लॉक or the clock will control you. Be honest. In the last exam, which section did you rush? Yes, exactly. But the biggest mistake that separates 60 from 80 is this: generic answers. You know the poem, you understand what Robert Frost is saying, but you write like this. Is it wrong? No. But will it get full marks? Also no. You know why this fails? No thematic vocabulary mentioned, no poetic devices are there, no tone, no socio-economic context. It feels like narration. This is not analysis, and these questions demand analysis. Now look at this topper's answer. In the roadside stand, Robert Frost foregrounds the economic marginalization of rural communities through vivid imagery and irony. The polished traffic symbolizes urban indifference, while the farmer's desperate hope reflects systematic neglect. The poem critiques capitalist modernity that promises progress but perpetuates inequality, evoking a tone of restrained empathy and social criticism. Now, why this scores high? The keyword economic marginalization. Symbolism has been given polished traffic. The devices like imagery, irony have been pointed out. The broader theme of capitalist modernity has been mentioned, and the tone of restrained empathy has been clearly outlined too. This answer doesn't retell the poem, it interprets it. So, the golden formula: whenever you mention a point, give the textual reference, give the literary device, and also connect it to the broader theme of the text. Examiners reward analysis. Storytelling narration is different. Board exams require structure, board exams require interpretation, your own input in that question. Marks don't go to the students who write more, marks go to the students who write sharper. So, in your 2026 board papers, fix 3 things. Respect the format, control your time, and frame your answers like a topper. English is not just a test of language, it is also a test of how you frame your answers. I hope this video finds you at the right time and helps you score better. Like, comment, and share with your friends who overthink comprehension. All the best for your exams. Bye bye. See you next time.